So students, we continue with environmental management. We take up the questions mentioned in the text, which are basically to review what you have learnt last year. So we begin with the first question. What is an ecosystem? The biotic and abiotic components in a specific geographical area and their interaction collectively is what is called as an ecosystem. I repeat, students, the biotic, that is the living component, and the abiotic, that is the non-living component, and their interaction or give and take with relationship with each other is what is called as an ecosystem. So basically, ecosystem is a community of biotic and abiotic components which are interacting with one another. So this is an ecosystem. The question has been answered. The components are the biotic components. Now biotic components include all life forms like plants, whether microscopic or macroscopic big plants, animals, big or small, microorganisms, all type of life forms fall under the category of biotic component. The abiotic component would include air, water, soil, minerals, nutrients, physical factors, chemical factors. All these would come under the abiotic component. A consumer, or what are the types of consumers and what is the criteria for their classification. Now students, you have learnt even last year the different types of consumers. So to revise the different types of consumers, we will answer this question. There are three types of consumers and they are the criteria or the basis for classification of these consumers are on the basis of their feeding habits. What they eat will decide how they are classified. So there are three types of consumers. You have the primary consumer that feeds on producers, mainly green plants. They are called as herbivores. Then you have the secondary consumers that will feed on the herbivores, that is secondary consumers feed on primary consumers. For example, a tiger or a lion would feed maybe on a deer, that is a herbivore. Then you have the tertiary consumer. A tertiary consumer basically would feed on the primary consumer, that is the herbivore, on the secondary consumer, which is a carnivore as well. And at times the tertiary consumer also feeds on producers. So this answers your question as to what are the different types of consumers and the basis of their classification. Now the next question we go to is, what is a food chain and how can the food chain be converted into a food web? Now students, a food chain basically is a linear connection. It's a straight chain link depending on which organism or eats what or who eats who. That is basically what is known as a food chain. So you can see in your textbook you have the diagram 4.1. It is an example of a linear sequence. Linear sequence means straight line sequence. There are no links or cross links. So the 4.1 diagram gives you an example of a food chain where you have the producer, that is the green grass, which is obtaining green grass or maybe a paddy field, which is obtaining its energy from the sun, which is the only source of energy in the universe. The green plants like the paddy fields or the paddy crops, they take in the radiant sunlight, convert it into carbohydrates. Then the green grass, that is the producer. So the green grass is the producer. Then you have, after that, the grasshopper. The grasshopper in this food chain is a primary consumer because it is feeding on the producer, that is the crops in the field. Then after that, the grasshopper is fed upon by a frog. The frog consumes the grasshopper, so the frog is a secondary consumer in this food chain. The frog in turn is eaten by a snake. So the snake is a tertiary consumer in this food chain in a field. The snake in turn is eaten by a hawk or an eagle. The hawk or the eagle is the apex consumer or the top level consumer. And thereafter you have the decomposer. So we have finished the consumers. After consumers you have the decomposer. Decomposer is not classified as a consumer, but in every food chain there has to be a decomposer, otherwise dead bodies of plants and animals would have accumulated on the surface of the earth, causing a lot of widespread diseases. So decomposer is an essential component of any ecosystem or environment. Decomposers decompose the dead bodies of plants and animals, and they return the valuable nutrients trapped in the bodies of plants, animals and other living organisms back to nature, thereby maintaining the balance of the different components of nature. Now students, they have also asked you a question: what is the relationship between a lake and a bird on the tree which is near the lake? Now there is going to be an interaction between the abiotic component, that is the lake, and the biotic component, that is the bird and the trees near the lake. The bird is going to derive or take water. The lake is going to provide water for drinking to the bird, as well as the lake will provide food for the bird in terms of the small fish available over there in the lake. The lake will also provide water to the trees near the lake. The trees in turn provide shelter to the bird. At times the tree also provides food to the bird in the form of small insects that live on trees. So there is a relationship between the lake and the bird on the tree. The lake is a separate ecosystem. The tree is a separate ecosystem. So the bird belongs to both the ecosystems, the lake ecosystem as well as the tree ecosystem. Now before we go ahead, let me just elaborate that you have learned what is an ecosystem. We will basically find out or talk about the types of ecosystems on or in the environment. The earth itself, students, is a huge environment which consists of many ecosystems. Now students, there are broadly two types of ecosystems: the land ecosystem and the aquatic ecosystem. Even within the land ecosystem, you have learnt in the previous years or previous classes, you have learnt land ecosystem has many types. You have a desert ecosystem, which is having a unique ecosystem in terms of it's surrounded by sand, lack of water, rainfall, the type of animals are different. So like the desert ecosystem, then you have the tropical evergreen forest ecosystem, you have the rainforest ecosystem, you have the ice covered regions which are a separate ecosystem. So there are various land ecosystems. At the same time, you have now, on the other hand, you have the aquatic ecosystems. Even within the aquatic ecosystem, students, there are two types. You have the freshwater ecosystem, which includes the lake, the ponds, the rivers. Freshwater means there is no contents of salt in them. So that is what is meant by fresh water. On the other hand, you also have the marine ecosystem. Marine ecosystem is basically the oceans and the seas which contain salt, so we call them a marine ecosystem. Now there are different set of organisms that live in fresh so a fresh ecosystem is quite different from a marine ecosystem. So these are the two main ecosystems which are there in place. Now we move on to the diagram, that is 4.1. You are asked a question on the diagram which I just discussed before. The diagram 4.1 is a diagram of a food chain in a paddy field. The different components over there, starting from the sun. The sun is the abiotic component, which is the only source of energy in this universe, and the energy flow from the sun is unidirectional. It can't go back. You have learnt about this last year. So the sun provides radiant light energy to the paddy crops. The paddy crops trap the radiant sunlight and convert it into carbohydrates through the process of photosynthesis. Now, so the paddy crops plays the role of a producer. So you have the paddy crops or the grass, whatever you take it to be, they are the producers. After that, in the chain, you have the grasshopper. The grasshopper is called the primary consumer. After the grasshopper, you have the frog who eats the grasshopper. So the frog is termed as a secondary consumer. The snake eats the frog. So the snake in this case is a tertiary consumer. And the snake in turn is eaten by the eagle or the hawk. So the eagle or the hawk is termed as a apex or top level consumer. After the eagle in the diagram, you find a mushroom type of an organism. So this mushroom or fungi, they are decomposers. Now decomposers, students, don't get classified as consumers. Decomposers play a very important or niche role in an ecosystem. I told you what is a niche role during the last lecture. It's a very special role, or every organism plays a very special role in its own way in an ecosystem. So the decompose also have a niche role in the ecosystem, by means of which they decompose the remains or the dead remains of the plants, animals and other living organisms and return the nutrients trapped within them. It could be carbon, it could be nitrogen. They return all these components back to nature, thereby maintaining the balance of the various constituents of atmosphere and the soil as well. So we have answered the question. Now we will come, students, to the flow chart on the ecosystem. So I hope you have the flow chart in front of you so that you can start filling out the empty spaces in the flow chart. So students, here you can see the flow chart of the ecosystem. As learnt earlier, the ecosystem has two components, the abiotic component and the biotic component. We'll have a look at the abiotic component first, and then we'll look at the biotic component. Now the abiotic component again has two components, the physical factors and chemical factors. So abiotic component has two factors, physical factor, chemical factor. The physical factors consist of air, water, land, soil, so on and so forth. And the chemical factors consist of the various nutrients that are required by all types of organisms. So under the chemical factors, you have nutrients. Nutrients are again of two types, the inorganic nutrient and the organic nutrients. The inorganic nutrients would be components of atmosphere like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sodium, potassium, calcium and so on. And organic nutrients, we term them as organic because they contain carbon. So carbon compounds are called as organic compounds. So the organic nutrients are proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, right? Now we come to the biotic component of the ecosystem. The biotic or the living component can be broken up into autotrophic. Autotrophs are those that prepare their own food, and heterotrophic component are those organisms that depend upon other organisms to produce their food because they lack the ability to manufacture their own food. Now, under autotrophs, you'll have producers, and green plants are the producers. All green plants are producers. So, autotrophic, then you have the producers, and then you have the plants below them. Now, let's look at the heterotrophic chain. Heterotrophs, here you'll have animals and decomposers. So, heterotrophs are animals and decomposers. Animals are consumers. You'll have among animals, there are three types of consumers depending on their feeding level. You learned the primary consumer, the secondary consumer, and the tertiary consumer, and the decomposers are the bacteria. So with this we have concluded today's lecture. Please read the next 2 pages before you view the next video lecture.